Hey YouTube, gonna do a video on the Smoke Hollow electric smoker. Here it is. I'm gonna cook pork loin. Usually I do a pork tenderloin, but I got the wrong one, so this will be exactly the same as a pork tenderloin the way I'm doing this. And the pork tenderloin is awesome, so I know that's good, but I'll let you know how this turns out at the end of the video with just the pork loin roast. Today's the temperature is about 20 degrees. If you just bought your smoker, first thing you want to do is, what I did was season it, spray it with some oil. I've had this for about 2 years, but you spray it with a little bit of oil around everything. Don't get any on the element, and turn it on for about an hour. Shut the door, unplug it after about an hour, and let it cool off. That'll season it. I just sprayed it with the Spam, I think it's called, or Brush'em vegetable oil on it. They also have gas and charcoal. I picked the electric because you can just set it and go in and let it go. It goes more on its own. The disadvantage is the element. I've had this for a couple years, and I went through an element, and the elements are like around $50. Of course, with the gas, you're not going to have the elements, so that's the advantage of that. Yeah. But I picked the electric, and it's the Smoke Hollow. I like it. A few things you're going to need for sure is you need some wood chips. They have different kinds: cherry, hickory, apple. Mostly I use hickory because I like the hickory flavor. That's what I'm going to use this time. I use this to get the wood started, get it going. Seems like with these electric ones, it has a hard time getting the wood going. With this one also, you don't have to soak the wood. You just put the wood chips in dry. Don't use the chunks with this. I use the real small, just the small chips. This particular unit comes with an outside thermometer, which measures just the interior temperature of the smoker. But I bought an extra one just to double check to make sure that's about right, so you might want to get one of them. This one comes with, this is the wood for the wood pan, and it has a lid, and then you have your water pan. Put water in. I use this to put over top of the wood so the meat drippings don't drip on top of the wood. When I first start, I leave this top lid off to get the smoke going really good. Okay. You also probably want to get yourself a meat thermometer. This one's wireless, so I can bring it into the house and just watch the temperature. Turn it on and let it go. Okay, let's get started. Also, what you'll want to do is put a piece of tin foil right here underneath the element. Makes it a lot easier when you're done to clean up. And each time, just put a new piece of tin foil. Okay, we'll get started. Here's the settings. What you want to do is just get it warmed up for right now. Just plug her in and turn her up to turn it up to high. You want to be plugged in. You don't want to have an extension cord or a long extension cord, because these use up a lot of amps. I have a heavy duty, you're best off to plug directly into the outlet, and 20 amp outlets are the best, but I have a heavy duty air conditioner cord, extension cord plugged into it, so, and I haven't had any trouble with blowing circuits, so this works real well. Next, what you want to do is fill the wood pan up. I usually put a little bit in, and then I get my torch. And get the wood going a little bit, and then I put some more wood in after we get her going. Okay, we got the wood burning. We'll just throw some more wood right on top. Kind of gives it, with this torch, it kind of gives it a helping hand. So I like to get the smoke on the meat right away. Have yourself a pair of pliers. That sets right there, right above the element. There's a little square marker. You can see the element's red hot. I don't put the lid on yet until it gets smoking really good. Put this over top of the wood, and it helps kind of protect the wood and the element from the drippings. Now we'll fill the pan up, the water pan. Fill it up to about a 1/2 inch from the top. You don't want it boiling over. A lot of times I'll use about half water and then half apple juice. And that kind of helps give it a little sweet flavor, but I don't have any, so I'm just going to use water. Your water pan goes right next to the wood pan right over here on the left hand side above the element. Then we'll let her warm up for about 15 or 20 minutes. It's already up to about 150, and I usually cook at about 210 to 220, usually around 210. Okay, we got the meat out of the brine and we washed it off really good. You want to get all the salt and brine off of the meat. Then we're going to put some dry rub on it. Put this, we use this Corky's. There's a lot, you can get this stuff anywhere. There's all different brands. Whatever kind you like, but we use this Corky's. It has kind of a barbecue-y flavor to it. Just rub that in really good all over the whole thing. Also, once you get this good and clean, the brine cleaned off, you want to dry it off. Pat it with some paper towels before you put the dry rub on. We're going to stick the meat thermometer in. You want this in the middle. And you can let this sit out a while to get to about room temperature before you put it on. But okay, it's been about a half hour. As you can see, we got good smoke coming out. We're up to about 250 right now, but once I open it, I'm going to turn it down, and I'll be cooking at about 210 degrees. We got the meat, it's ready to go in. Have the meat thermometer in. We'll put her on about the center rack, and my inside temperature is about 252 on this second thermometer, so they're both, this one always seems to be right on, so it works pretty good. Put our meat on the center rack. Another thing I did was right here, I don't know if you can see this, but right on the corner here I had to bend the metal right here and make a little notch so I could fit that meat thermometer wire through there. The first one I didn't do that and I cut my meat thermometer wire, so make sure you do that. So when I shut the door, I run that, now you can see it, and I run that wire right through that notch there so it don't cut the wire. Okay, we got the meat thermometer door shut, meat in, meat thermometer running through the notch, hooked up to the receiver, the meat thermometer receiver. This is a wireless one, so I can watch the temperature from inside. We're about 200 right now. There's a light on the adjuster, so you just turn it. Once you get to about 210, just turn it down till that light goes off. Then come out and check it for the first half hour or so to make sure the temp's staying at about 210. We're pretty close right now. Well, you just grab yourself a beer, go inside and watch the temperature. Come out and check it every once in a while. The USDA recommends you bring the meat temperature to about 145 to 145. I usually go to about 150. I found if you go much above 165 or so, then it starts to dry the meat out. The brine, which is in the first video, also I think really helps make the meat moist and tender, along with not overcooking. Okay, that's it. It's pretty much works on its own. Okay, I'm inside, just put it in. It's 61 degrees meat temperature. We're going to bring that up to 145. It usually cooks about a half hour per pound. I have 3 pounds, so I'm estimating. It depends on the temperature outside too, which it's 20 degrees, so it's cold. But I'm thinking about an hour and a half to 2 hours with this small roast. You also want to go out and check your water and wood. Usually I run out about every hour to check the water and wood. It seems like it's about an hour when I usually have to add some. We put it in about 15 after 4, so we'll see how long it takes for a 3-pound roast. Okay, everything's been about 15 minutes. Just wanted to come out and check. Everything looks good. It's smoking good, and the temperature's right at 210. So we're doing good. I'm going to go in and drink a beer and watch TV for a while. Okay, it's been about 1 hour and 2 beers, and the temperature's at around 124. We'll go out and check the wood and the water. It's still smoking pretty good. We'll open her up. Temperature's still good. Right around 210, 205. This is a smaller piece of meat, so you can turn the temperature down a little more because the smaller pieces cook real quick. Also, when you put the meat on, you want the fat side up. I forgot to say that in the beginning, but so them juices flow down through the meat. Let's open her up. It's looking pretty good. This thermometer is like around 200, so it's pretty close. Check this wood out. The wood's down pretty good, so I'm going to add more. The water's not down much, but I'm just going to add a little bit. just so I can be sure there's enough to cook it all the way done. Shouldn't take much longer. Okay, we'll put the water back in. We'll add some more wood and put her back on. Okay, it's been about an hour, still smoking. We just closed the door, got her smoking again, and the temperature will drop back down, but when you open that door up, but it'll come back up. Go back in, maybe one more beer. It's been about an hour and 45 minutes. Once it hit to about 1:30, it stalled out and slowed down quite a bit, so it's slowing down. Usually it gets up to at about 1:30 pretty quick, and then it slows down. Everything's still smoking good. I turned it up just a bit because it's been an hour and 45 minutes and my wife's ready to eat, so right now the temperature, we're at 138 on the meat temperature, but I got her about up to 220 right now. Hopefully she gets done here. Okay, it's been exactly 2 hours and my thermometer, I think it froze, so it quit working. So luckily, you always want to have an extra one. And we got to 145 degrees, so I'm going to take it out now. It's been in 2 hours. I'll take it out, wrap it in some, you want to wrap it in tin foil and then let it sit for about another 15 minutes. The temperature might rise up to about 150. Just get yourself a pan and put some tin foil in it, go out and grab the meat. There's the meat. The water's about halfway down, and the woods, there's still enough wood in there to keep cooking for about another half hour, but it seems like about every hour you want to replenish the water and the wood, or at least check it. We'll get the meat in. Okay, we got her wrapped up. She's been sitting for about 15 minutes and the temperature has gone up to about 149 degrees. That's perfect. We're going to take her out and cut her up. Okay, there's the meat. We'll start cutting. I usually cut it in about 1/4 inch thick pieces. There you have it. Look at the juice come out of that. I already tried it and it is just awesome. It's real moist. It has really good flavor to it. So this pork loin roast is awesome. Usually I cook the tenderloin, the pork loin tenderloin. I couldn't tell you which one's better, but they're both really good. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Go buy yourself a smoker.